Hello, this is Derek Jensen with Future Growth and Vision Norman. It is an exciting Thursday. This is the day that I let you know all the things that are happening and kind of a lot of information that I've gathered and get to teach you about my home and get to teach you about the things going on and really just be excited about what's happening. Today, I titled this video, Growth is Not a Dirty Word. I know that sounds crazy, but we have a lot of different visions of Norman and what Norman should be. One of them is small. There are some people that believe that Norman should be a small town like it used to be, that everything was better back then. And the unfortunate part is that that is not the case, that it is going to be bigger and that we are going to grow simply by proximity and where we are. So let's look at some of those numbers, because I think that's one of the issues that people look at and go, well, you say we're growing fast, but how fast are we growing? Let's see. In the last census, which was 2020, that's 2010 to 2020, we had like a almost 20,000 increase. So that was over 10 years. Now, to be clear, excuse me, yeah, about 20,000 people. Now, let's talk about the speed of what's next. So from 2020 to 2022, we had 15,390 people. So in 2 years, we increased almost as much as we did in close to 10 years. So it's like the speed is picking up. So within 2 years, we had 15,390 people. So I took that pace, just that pace. So it could go up, it could go down, it could slow down or get faster. So on average, I picked the same pace. In other words, we have done what we've done. We keep doing what we're doing, and this is what happens. We grow. If we do that, if we grow at 15,390 every 2 years, then Norman, Oklahoma will grow from like 143,000. We will add 76,950 people to Norman. Let me say that again. 76,950 people will be added to Norman, Oklahoma. We have 140,000. That puts us at 210,000 people. Look around Norman, Oklahoma. Look around everything that we have. Look at what resources we have, infrastructure, business, all the things that we have, the streets that we have, water, trash, all the things that we are so accustomed to just happening, and say, what happens if we had 75,000 people? And that's us growing on average. We're growing and we're growing at an incline. If we accelerate that because of other circumstances, whether it's transportation, whether it is SEC, whatever, whether we just have a growth explosion and that thing starts to skyrocket and go faster, then the issue becomes we could have well over 250,000 people or more and add 100,000 people in the next 10 years. If we do that, are we prepared for that growth? That's kind of what we're looking at, in that I don't want us to look at it from a fear perspective. I don't want us to look at it from a nervous about the culture shift perspective, but the reality is we are going to grow. So now what are we going to do? So let me show you what has been done. Let me tell you about some of the people you need to contact if you're looking at investing in Norman. And let me just showcase some of the amazing assets we have in the community. We will start by something that I love, and as I love a street taco. And I know that sounds crazy, but we have incredible street tacos in Norman, whether it's the restaurants that serve them or the taco trucks. We have taco trucks all over. And if you haven't been out there, check out 405 Yummy Spot. They are at 1818 West Main. Check out the Aqua one on 12th over across from the shopping center. It's right near Sonic at 12th and Lindsay. Amazing tacos. My kids love it. We have the taco truck out on Highway 9 and I-35 frontage road. or 24th ish over there, 24th north. Let's see, Southwest, 24 Southwest. So, and we have several, and we have taco trucks right there on Porter. I'm like, and we have a taco building that's right there with a taco truck on Porter. So I mean, we have amazing street tacos. So to increase and showcase our street taco culture is amazing. We should do that. I mean, that's fun. That's something that people will like. I love. Like I said, it's one of my favorite foods, and I love it. I truly love it. Who is your favorite street taco in Norman? It's super fun. And Friday was incredible. You guys did great. There was amazing art, music, fun had by everybody. And of course, it's just going to get warmer and warmer. Next month, it's going to be like the second Friday of love because, of course, we're looking, it's going to be close to Valentine's Day. So get ready for that. Dino Lawley in Discover, Oklahoma had a chance to visit with the Norman Business Association and talk about everything we're doing to promote Oklahoma. Tourism is big bucks, y'all. And tourism is big bucks that we don't have to build anything for tourism in that way. We bring people here, they spend money, they have a good time, and that money just ripples through our economy. So the more people we can get here, the more excitement and events we have here and promoting, that's fantastic. So if you're like, I don't want to build it out and make it bigger, you need to promote every event and get people here to spend money. Because then that allows them to get here, spend money, and then rent hotel rooms and things like that. The Oklahoma tourism has talked about the numbers and the billions of dollars that we're making in Oklahoma. So we're very, very excited about that. We have assets. We need to know, how do we leverage Lake Thunderbird? How do we leverage our park systems? How do we leverage our ball fields? How do we leverage everything that our art? Our public art is phenomenal in Norman. If you haven't been to check out the public art and take pictures and selfies and go do like videos by them, please do that. Share them, tag Norman in it. Why? Because it's amazing to have people see our city. Our city is so alleyways. If you haven't been to the alley over off of downtown, right near downtown, please go walk the alley. The artwork back there is absolutely stunning and super cool. I mean, it's a neat activated space. There's so much more we could even do with it if we activate that space more, and we're kind of keep looking at that. If you're looking at what's happening in Norman, check out www.visitnorman.com. They will tell you up-to-date events, which we have a couple that we're going to talk about in a second that are traditions, if you will, in Oklahoma, and bigger traditions. Now, I posted an article on my Facebook page by the Oklahoma City Free Press that talks about their Strong Neighborhoods initiative. Why did I post that? Because we are looking at a Strong Neighborhoods initiative here in Norman. I think it's important for us to look at ways that we can activate spaces. And I recognize that we are very downtown Norman centric. Why? Because it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's got a neat mix. It's got that eclectic art thing. And I think it's really fun. I do appreciate downtown Norman. But I also appreciate that we are a large city that has a lot of different districts and a lot of different spaces, and we need to activate other spaces as well so that we have multiple things going on. I mean, of course we have Campus Corner. Why? It's right near the university. So we have Campus Corner, we got downtown. Those two areas are well known. But what about other areas of Norman? Are they as well known? I don't believe so. I think we have a Classen corridor. We've got an East Side corridor. We got all these other corridors that are happening, but they're not coalescing in a way that we could do better and create more and have more people visit and create more economic engines and more placemaking and things like that. Also, just straight up neighborhoods. When's the last time you talked to your neighbor? Big things about saying hello. I mean, being out in these spaces, walking your neighborhoods. Hopefully, you have sidewalks. If you don't, that's one of the things we're working on. We're building sidewalks. We're adding that over our programs. If not, talk about it. Why? Because it's something we need to do. We need to create those walkable spaces. We need to create like neighborhood parks and our maintenance of our neighborhood parks. They're doing a great job. The city of Norman is, and they keep building those up and doing more in a reasonable way and making sure that we are building those neighborhood spaces for people to connect, build community, play sports, and just engage and be outside and active, which we think is very important. Select Oklahoma went down to Dallas, them and the Oklahoma Department of Commerce. It was great to see that the NEDC was there to talk about Norman and all the amazing things that we are doing and really promote that to Dallas area industries and let them know that Oklahoma is a great place to be. We're in a good space, a real good space. I did post some pictures from Second Friday Norman and video from Second Friday Norman. The Young Family Athletic Center, they unveiled this sculpture, which is absolutely beautiful. It's going to have a volleyball player, a basketball player, and a swimmer. And I think it's going to be stunning and beautiful. Another crown jewel in the many art pieces we have around the Norman Forward projects. If you haven't checked them out, I mean, go to the Aquatic Center and look at the sculpture before you go in, and it is beautiful. And I mean, the other things that we're doing, we have made it a conscious effort to make art part of who we are and what we're about. It's part of who we are as Norman. We are creative people, whether it's musical or art-wise or all different things. So hopefully that's something you're looking for. On the 31st of this month, it is plan for vacation day. We want to make sure that when people are planning for their vacations on January 31st, they know that one of the places to plan for here, we have an excellent culinary scene. In case you're wondering whether our restaurants are good, our restaurants are being replicated all over the state. We can narrow your focus and make it really easy by coming to our downtown area and visiting some of our other areas. Plus, we have new restaurants opening. We're excited about Pinocchio's opening, hopefully towards the end of the month into next month. We have Mama Veca that added a second location where Los Dos Amigos used to be on East Alameda near Sonic. It is going to be an amazing restaurant that is soft opening today. This is the 19th of January. So they're testing their staff and letting them see how things are going as we get ready to open everything up. Hopefully it's a boom on this area and helps, again, create more energy and excitement. A lot of bridge repair and a lot of widening of roads. Why? Because partly we have bridges that are falling apart, which should not happen. So we have to work on those in a more responsible way. Hopefully, once we get the maintenance where it needs to be, we can continue to maintain those in a more methodical, calendar-driven way and not wait until they fall apart. Also, I told you earlier, we're looking at somewhere between 75,000 and 100,000 people moving into Norman. Our streets don't handle that. They're too narrow. And the growth areas are north and east. So we're looking at those areas as far as where the city of Norman is growing is north and east. We have some room south, but ultimately we will hit the Noble city limits. And so we will stop there. And on the west side, we have geographic borders and geographic areas. And so we will not go too far that way. So when you're looking at Norman, Oklahoma, we're going to go north and we're going to go east. So in this case, if you're in that area, you will have street work because they're going to have to get bigger to move cars back and forth because we're going to see growth and development in that area. So just keep that in mind when you're thinking about building where you want your house to be. Where you want your life to be. If you're looking for a very rural environment, I would absolutely encourage you to go as far out as you possibly can if you don't want to be in the city limits, because ultimately the city is going to grow that direction, which is very hard. I love that the Well is doing a dance for Parkinson's class. So they're going to work with people that do have Parkinson's, and I think that's fantastic. That starts next week. And the Well is a crown jewel in Central Norman. This weekend also is the second weekend of the Norman Farmers Market. Eggs, and more eggs. But you got to get there early because, eggs are pricey. So early in the morning, get there. It's 8 o'clock. It opens till 1. They do I think the second and third Saturday of the month. And then they will do this until about April. And then April, they'll open up on a weekly basis and bi-weekly basis. So excited about the city of Norman opening their development center. That will be Friday, January 27th at 1 o'clock will be the ribbon cutting. This will help you all that want to build in Norman. There's several different resources, which I'll talk about in a minute, but this is a great place for you to get your permitting done, all that in one stop shop versus having to run all over the place, which I think is fantastic. More Norman Technology Center and the Well have partnered together. They will be making salmon chowder, and they did it this morning. Actually, they made salmon chowder at the Well this morning. Yep, they're teaching people how to make it. The Montfort Inn is a beautiful, beautiful bed and breakfast here in Norman. If you haven't already, please think about your romantic getaways and how beautiful that is. Also, we have a bed and breakfast out past 72nd Highway 9, Whispering Pines, a beautiful area in a rural environment with trees, and they have vineyards, and it's really beautiful. So check them out. I posted an article about a college building trust and community between a college and a town, in that we are looking at the revitalization of college towns and really, instead of building that partnership between the towns so that we can, again, increase our growth and their growth at the same time, and how our growth and their growth all synergize. And then also looking at the summertime when we have a down trend, what do we do to keep the energy up in that summer, because we want the energy up in a way that respects all that we're doing. I posted a video from the depot, which is our train depot. It is an Amtrak depot, by the way. So we do have an Amtrak train that comes through here at like 8:40. Hold on, that's not true. Yeah, 8:45 in the morning. 8:45 it comes in and it stops, and then it heads to Fort Worth, and it originates out of Oklahoma City. Hopefully we'll be going to Newton, Kansas, not too far off, so it'll be part of the big system that will help increase our train traffic coming in, and we look forward to that being another way that you can come into Norman and visit us. NEDC had 25 years. So congratulations on 25 years in Norman and the help that you have in our development, our growth, and you continue to inspire and help and grow. And we appreciate that. The farmers market also will help you get ready for Valentine's Day. Steak, listen, you want to show me some love? Give me some beef. I was like, I want some steak. I was like, steak is amazing and it's there in the morning. You also have all your greens and you got all your veggies. If you have vegetarians, make them a beautiful vegetarian dinner. I said, make sure that everybody has what they need and you can buy great gifts and stuff like that. Oklahoma Day Trips posted from Laura Favaloro that came to Lake Thunderbird, had a great day, went out to Native Spirits Winery and had some wine and just hung out. We have a couple great wineries in our area. You have Native Spirits at 108th and Lindsay on the north side of the lake. You've got Canadian River Winery down in Pass Noble, about 7 miles on the right. And it is incredible to check out kind of our culture in that way. We have a great coffee culture. There's a love sign out at Lake Thunderbird that is quintessentially a hodgepodge of us. It's fun. So you can go get your picture taken out there. Mama Becca is open. They're so excited. The RTA board meeting, this is the Regional Transit Authority, was today. It's today in about 24 minutes. Oh wait, no, it was yesterday. It was yesterday at 2:30. This is now, let me be clear. The RTA is the Regional Transportation Authority of Central Oklahoma. This group is a group that's looking at developing the train system and the bus system. This is not the OTA. This is not the Oklahoma Turnpike Authority. This is the Regional Transportation Authority of Central Oklahoma. This is a group of people that is looking at the rail system that we're building, and Norman will be an integral part of that. Also looking at rapid bus systems. They're going to do a couple things in Oklahoma City where we'll see that happen. But again, this is mass migration and movement of people. Once we get that regional train system, that will also increase the number of people that live in Norman because they're going to be able to get on a train, work in Oklahoma City and come back home, or they're going to be able to live in Oklahoma City, come down and work here and play here. And so that movement of people will increase the number of people that live here. It also tends to do that when it comes to living where you live near a train station or train track. It allows you within walking distance to move. And we have that happening with our bus system as well. The bank off Alameda and near Eufaula, not Eufaula, one over the street, there's an old drive-through bank on Porter. That old drive-through bank is going to be made into a bus transit hub, which will be fantastic. Why? Because if you're going to, come in on the train or leave from the train, you'll be able to walk from the depot to the transit hub, get on the transit hub, and go somewhere places in Norman. We are looking at that. We are looking at our bus system, how it runs, where it runs, the stops it needs, which we're constantly having to update and determine, and also our relationship with the university and movement of students. So we're always in that discussion phase. Your voice is always important. If you have comments or anything, please post it below. Hopefully people will read it and they'll get that, and I will make sure they get it as well. I posted the Norman, Oklahoma Development Services section for you to look at what building permits, inspections, things you need to do new construction. This is the City of Norman page. It allows you to kind of look for everything, what the codes are, all of that to get you started if you're not going directly to the development center. I did a shorts on YouTube or a 1-minute video that's real quick about the growth of my backyard. I've got construction literally behind the fence in my backyard. I have OECs going through my yard in order to keep building. So I am personally involved in all the growth in Norman because of where I live, and stuff is going around me. I'm having to embrace it, and be intrigued by it and see what happens, and then kind of be a part of the synergy, I guess you will. Okay. OU spring game was announced yesterday. It will be April 22nd at the University of Oklahoma. It has turned into a large event. I believe we had 80,000 people here last year. It was huge. And so be aware that the OU spring game is April 22nd. Save the date, get your hotel rooms, come down and visit, tailgate, and let's just get excited about the new season, the new players that are coming in. It's an exciting time, and it's time for you to sooner up. Here we go. Growth trends. I posted this. This is from Sarah Kaplan. I gave her contact information above. She is the Chief Business and Community Relations Officer for Norman. I gave her information and her phone number and her contact information. So if you're looking at growing in Norman, she is a great asset and a great resource. She posted a trend line of the growth of Cleveland County versus the growth of the state, and it is stark. Recognizing that Cleveland County is not only Norman, it's Noble, it's Moore, it's parts of South Oklahoma City. I said, so we have a lot of people and we have geographic locations. All over. We are a large county. So we are excited about our growth. We have a lot happening in a lot of different spaces, and there's things growing near us that will cause growth to happen with us. So we need to embrace that as well. We have to embrace our region. How are we, Norman and Noble, going to work together? Because Noble's going to grow. Because Norman's growing, Noble's going to grow. So all of us are growing together. We need to maintain and build those relationships. I posted an article about home and ag and the rising cost of eggs. People to, have chickens. Maybe they want to either buy them from a farmer down the street, which I think is fantastic and great for the farmers that are raising chickens, but also maybe having them in their own backyard. We do have regulations on that in Norman. You can legally have chickens, but there are regulations. You need to look at the code and make sure that you're up to code and not doing something that's going to get you in trouble. But we can get excited about that. I think that covers almost everything that I have, and it has been 1 week. So we have a lot going on. I'm looking forward to more grand openings. I'm looking forward to finding out what's happening next, kind of the next vision steps. I do know that the committees are getting ready to get together on Visit Norman's board is going to meet. I know that we're looking at Strong Communities that's coming up. The SEC committee is going to meet. So these are all growth committees in Norman that are getting involved and really in that space and building out what's coming, kind of getting some projections. Remember, we are growing. We are growing a lot. We are going to grow fast, and there's going to be a lot happening. How we manage this and how we embrace this is really going to say something about who we are in our city. So I am asking and hoping that you will be a part of that process by enjoying what we have here. We have amazing assets, great restaurants, great people, great art, great music, great nightlife, great. I mean, it's an awesome place to live. Fantastic schools. We have incredible teachers, and it is an awesome place to be. And so let's tell people, let's not, I don't want to hear about being the best kept secret. I don't want to hear about how quiet we are. We need to stop being quiet because other people are not being quiet and they're getting things that we want. And I'm going, so if we want something, we got to say something. And so that's something I think we have to really do, start pushing ourselves out there. I hope that you got a lot from this and that you understand Norman is exciting. We are accelerating. Things are growing. And if you want to be a part of it, you really need to get involved. You really need to start talking to our city leaders and our development people. If you're looking to build here, it's time for you to start building those relationships with our Norman leadership. Don't forget NEDC, the Chamber, Visit Norman, the Downtowners Association, East Side Business Association, and other development organizations we have here. Don't forget the Norman Arts Council, Second Friday. I mean, we have all these amazing groups that you can get involved with and learn about the city. We encourage that before you build so that you understand where you're building, who you're building with, and that you become part of our family. It is important that you understand the nature and who we are as Norman before you start building, because it will help you a great deal if you understand who we are. So thank you so much. Hope you have a great day. It's pretty beautiful today. Next week, there's a chance of snow. That's just the way we roll. Last week, we were in shorts. I'm like, I don't know. It's the craziest thing ever. But enjoy your time. Get out and enjoy Norman.